Hello, everybody. Good morning and welcome to our webinar. I trust you can hear me. If you can hear me, please raise your hand. Hi, Tammy, can you hear me? Adefunke, can you hear me? Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, thank you so much for joining. Welcome to today's webinar. We'll just be starting in 2 minutes, right? More people will be joining us soon, and then we'll be starting in exactly, let's say by 11:10, we're starting, okay? But before that 11:10, we're going to be introducing ourselves, all right? So let's say we'll be starting now to introduce ourselves before we start out completely. Okay, so my name is Stella Justine. The lead instructor at Kedrus Academy, right? And I'm happy to welcome you to this webinar today where we're going to be sharing some tips, some secrets about how you can land your, data job within 6 months, right? Starting from now, if you start learning data, what is data all about? How do you start out this career path? That is very, very lucrative. And like they say, we like saying, the most lucrative job of the 21st century. How do you get started? What do you need to know, right? That would give you an advantage over the competition out there. So those are basically what we'll be sharing with you today. With me here, we have so many wonderful people, amazing people. We have Tammy Nakuro. Tammy is one of us at Kedrus Academy. Hi, Tammy. Tammy are you here? Say hello to us. Okay, so we have Tammy, right? She's one of us at Kedrus Academy. Hopefully she'll be able to, you know, introduce herself. We have Adefunke Adeyeye. Hi, Adefunke. Adefunke happened to be one of our alumni and our very honored speaker for today. Hello, Adefunke, are you here? Say hello, just say hello. We'll introduce you formally later, but just say hello to us if you can hear me clearly.
I can hear you. Hello, everyone. Thank you, Stella.
We are happy to have you. We are happy to have you. Thank you so much for joining. We have Adeboye Saka here. He's also one of our speakers. Hi, Ade. Say hello to us. And one of our recent students also. Hi, Ade.
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Ade.
Good morning. We're happy to have you.
My pleasure.
You're welcome to today's session. Yes, thank you. Thank you for honoring our invitation. So, yes, I can see so many other amazing people here. I can see Intalco Joy Charles. Hi, Intalco Joy Charles. Happen to be on hold, kind of. Okay, but we have Jola also. Jola Osho Olufemi. Did I call your name correctly, Olufemi? I'm not sure you're able to speak, right? But hello and welcome to Kedrus Academy. Welcome to today's webinar. We have Adeleye here. Welcome to this webinar, Adeleye. We have Teslim Tunde Akadir. Teslim Tunde, you're welcome. I trust you can hear me. If you're not able to speak, you can raise your hand, okay? Or say something with the chat. We have Uchenna Imo. Hi, Uchenna. You're welcome to today's webinar. I'm happy to have you here. I have Anna. We have Anna Ibukun. Hi, Anna. Welcome. We are happy to have you here. We have Mr. Ike. We have Chinopta. We have a lot of amazing people are still joining in. We have Daisy, Agatha. You all are welcome to today's webinar. Yes, hi Hannah, Ibukun. Yes, we're happy to have you here. It's going to be a very wonderful time. In 2 minutes time, right? We'll start the webinar in details. Okay, Kim, we can see you. You're welcome. Thank you for joining. Okay. All right. So 2 more minutes to go and we get started. download something. Oh, okay. So I can see Uche. Yes. Hello. Good morning, Uche. You can see the chat. You're welcome once again. All right. So we're going to start and keep the time. The first person that we are calling on today, we have Adeboye Saka. Hi, Adeboye. Adeboye happens to be one of our esteemed alumni from Kedrus Academy. He works as a project manager in the UK. He's going to share with us today how he's able to, apply data analysis in his project work, project reporting, and also, from a broader perspective, the opportunities that are out there, the opportunities both locally, internationally, opportunities inherent in this particular career field, data analytics. Please, with just a clap of our hands, let's make welcome Adeboye Saka. Hi, Ade, over to you. Thank you so
Hi,
much
Stella.
for. Thank you, thank you. I'm happy to see your face. Yes. Let me clap for you from this end too.
No, that's fine. Thank you. Thank
All
you for the
right.
opportunity to thank you everyone. Yeah, thanks for the introduction. Humbly, I'm happy to be here to share one or two things. And I think the part of the speech I'm going to be delivering is the opportunities in the data professions. I think the first thing I'd like to possibly try to do is to help some of us to understand the definition or the meaning of opportunity itself, because we can only get to understand more of the data profession if we can recognize the opportunity entity itself. So opportunity, this is a definition from ChatGPT. I'm just going to read that out. So I think I like it kind of very detailed. It says opportunity refer to a set of circumstances that makes possible to do something or achieve a goal. It often involves favorable combination of conditions such as time and resources and access that can leverage to one's advantage. Opportunity can arise in various contexts, including personal growth, career advancement, education, investment, and relationship. Essentially, an opportunity is a chance to improve a situation, gain something desirable, or accomplish a specific objective. Having that in mind, what are the opportunities in data profession? So there are a lot of opportunity there. And you might be thinking, how do I fit into this? You kind of just fit in. One, you need to understand yourself. Two, you need to know what you're capable of doing personally and what you enjoy in terms of career and profession. Three, you need to know where you are at the moment. Do you have the set of skill already or you don't? All of those parts, you need to kind of define it along the line of opportunity and see where you belong and where you want to take yourself to in short time, mid-range, and the long time perspective. So talking of opportunity as a data profession, my esteemed colleagues or speaker will be speaking on career path, jobs, and all of those things as well. But in a broad range, like Stella said, um, you're thinking, okay, I'm a mathematician. I study statistics. I study engineering. You're already on the path, right? You don't have to be a school teacher. You don't have to be like working in the council and all of those things. You're already on that path, even if you're a graduate or you've done something completely different in your education. But you need to see what actually are you doing? Are you analyzing data? Are you analyzing information? Are you working with Excel? If yes, then you're already on the path. Then if you're a novice, completely novice, you want to transition into data analytics profession, of course, there are parts that you need to then understand, okay, do you enjoy working with data? Do you enjoy working alone sometimes as well as working in the team? Do you enjoy troubleshooting facts? Do you enjoy statistic details and finding, data-driven issues to help organization, senior management? Do you enjoy all of those things? Yes, you're already in the part as well. And the opportunities, again, aligning all of this discussion is to see, okay, how can you align all of those things into being a data analyst? As a data analyst, my other speaker will be speaking on other stuff that are related to it. There are a lot of materials, videos that this is now talking about people that don't have a lot of resources, that they like this career, they like this profession, but I don't know, I don't have degree. You don't need to have a degree. This is why the opportunity again, platform like Kedrus Academy are helping you. So this is an opportunity for you to tag into. Okay, let me hold that for a thought. If you don't, for now, you just want to listen out. You don't have the resources or the money to like enroll now. Of course, there are other opportunity for you to go online, YouTube, learn. There's a lot of things you can learn there in data profession. Learn it, watch it, practice it. That's an opportunity for you to align to the profession. And then, of course, you've already got that skill and you need the certification and unguarded and guarded projects to support it. Then you can now come to the second thought that said, oh, this is Kedrus. They will help you to, of course, do your project, guide you. What skill do you need? Train you up, help you with your CV, and of course, help you with certification, which is also a plus for you to get into data profession. And if you're looking into a niche area, again, opportunities, what do you want to do? There's a lot of things you can consider within the company you're already working at. Look at, if you don't want to get straight away out there, look at your company, look at what are they doing? What can you do? What can you help to improve? Make yourself known. Look at what they've been doing, copy it, work with it, make it working, automate it, make it fancy, and present it to your manager. And they'll be like, wow, how do you know about all of these things? Those are the skills that you need, and you're already working as a data analyst. And that skill and experience can transition you into getting a job in some other companies within Nigeria. Now talking of outside Nigeria, yes, there are opportunities. You can work. At the moment, I've been working as a senior analyst remotely in the last 2 years. But of course, my other job as a tech project, been doing that remotely in the last 5 years since outbreak of COVID. But as a senior analyst, as a consultant in my other job, I've been doing that for like full time, not going to office, not just get up 9 o'clock. And that gave me the advantage to look after my kids, with the advantage to do house things, develop myself. So those are the opportunities in data profession that you might not necessarily get in some other jobs. So it gives you a bit of leverage. Not everybody will be able to work remotely. Not everybody, but except if that's what you want. But the opportunity, data profession will give you a lot of leverage. Self-development, like the chat GBT definition, career development, self-development, personal development. There's a lot you can attain being a data analyst. And the word data analyst is just like it's a broad thing that you can be product analyst, you can be tech analyst, you can be system analyst, you can become some. There is a lot, as long as there's an analyst behind that title, you can be anything. And if you're even thinking, oh, okay, hold on a minute, I'm a nurse or I'm a consultant in some, but how do I? Yes, you already have that domain knowledge. Because let's, for instance, now you're thinking you've been a nurse for or some other job in the last 10 years. And you're thinking, where do you fit in? It's yes, you do, because you already have that domain knowledge. All you just need is that technical skill, like the Power BI, the Tableau, the SQL, the Excel, and all of those things. And of course, the soft skill, you want to talk about the problem shooting, the communication, the stakeholder management, and all of those things. Those are the things that you need to bring into your nursing skill. And you can start analyzing, okay, how many patients do we have? How often are beds occupied? occupy? How often do we get this part of particular sickness? Why are they high this time? Why are they low this time? Those are the things that you would then bring rather than just, I'm not saying nothing is bad. I'm just saying if you want to take your domain knowledge and transfer it into being an analyst now. So of course you can do that. So there are a lot of opportunities that I think I watched one of Stella's video and she was saying how the analysts are going to be more needed, and that's a true fact. And if you're, I mean, it doesn't mean that after the course you're going to have it on a platter of gold. You have to work for it. You have to apply. You have to apply. And I kid you not, even with my experience, I'm still applying for other jobs. And possibly in the last 6 months, I've made application close to about 40. Nothing happening. So it doesn't mean that because I'm already, there is a lot of people out there that have more skill than yourself, that are more capable. So it's almost like probably maybe exaggeration now, 50 people to one job. But your time will come. Don't relent, keep applying. There is a lot of opportunity out there. I think Stella, is that my time 11:20 up? So I don't overshoot all this time.
No, you
Stella,
have 10 more minutes.
10 more
11:30.
minutes.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, 11:30. Okay. So talking of, again, still speaking of opportunities there, if you're looking now, okay, you've done some study, you've been to Kedrus Academy, they've trained you. By the way, I just got my certificate from Kedrus, and you've been thinking, okay, she just said that, okay, but this guy is in UK, so why is he? Yes, because you need to keep yourself up to date. You need to know what's in the trend. Yes, I've been doing the job, but I don't want to be out of touch. So I decided, okay, what can I do? So I decided, I want to see where I can learn more what's happening because it's been probably about a year. So, and this is one thing that my manager said to me when we were talking. He said, you're a prolific learner. And the management, the company will see that in you when you're upgrading yourself. It doesn't matter. Rather than spending 2 hours on YouTube and spend some time on YouTube watching movies or Netflix, or develop yourself personally, and it will reflect in your communication, your conversation, and the way you do things. You will do things differently at work, and your manager will notice it, and they will come to you like, that guy is good, he knows what he's talking about, that lady is good, she knows what he's talking about. And you're always like showing it off to them, like, look, I'm updating myself, I just did this. Even your personal, they have a file, they have a folder. Do whatever certification you're doing, any day certificate, send it to them. They'll put it in their file, send it to them. Update your file, update your LinkedIn thing and all of those things, because nobody is going to blow your trumpet. You have the responsibility of saying, look, I've gained this skill, I've gained this knowledge. Possibly you employed me about 2 years ago. I think I'm a better version of myself now. You can talk about salary increment even without changing your job. Like, look, guys, there's this position. Can you create it for me? Because I can now do all of these things. They will look at you and go, okay, you have the boldness, you have the confidence. Why not? You've only got one shot. Give it a shot. So the opportunity happens when you yourself, you know what you're valuable, you know what you carry. Do you get? So sometimes the opportunity will not be glaring out there. So sometimes you need to create the opportunity. Now let's talk about opportunity of getting a job abroad. Anywhere. Go to like Google and search data or analyst. Don't even put data, just put analyst job. Because the moment you put data analyst, you might get a bit of restriction. Just put analyst. Analyst, it will come up with data analyst, data engineer, data entry. It will kind of just give you a domain perspective. And you can look for job at UAE, like the whole of UAE, like Dubai, Dora, anywhere there. They have a lot of remote job. You could look in UK, you could look in Canada, you could look in America, and just search and look at what are they looking for. And if you're thinking you want to relocate, right? If you don't want remote, then you can look for particular employer that are ready to do sponsorship. There's a lot of them, they do sponsorship. If you have the right skill, of course they will do it because they know, okay, they might be thinking, okay, if we have to recruit this person, the same person of the same caliber of knowledge, technical skill, we might pay that person probably around 40K, let's say for a start. But if they're thinking of recruiting you from, let's say, for instance, now Nigeria as a case study, they might think, okay, well, we'll start with him, we'll give him 20K, right? That's half of what they could have done. But yes, on the standard, it doesn't equate with what people of your technical skill. But you know that 20K to start, one, you're relocating. If you're not single, if you're single, you start. That means you could settled, you have your residency, then you can find partner and you live your life the way you want. If you have family, then you you negotiate. Okay, does that come with family and all of those things, the package? And they might say yes, they might say no. But of course, you're one leg out of maybe your comfort or your uncomfortable zone. Let's put it that way. Um, so yeah, there are a lot of opportunity out there, and again, the opportunity brings you. They said if you're skilled, if you're favored, but those things happen when you have some things to offer. Opportunity happen to those people like the Sharp GPT. When you have something to offer, it's easier for opportunity to kind of come around you. But if you don't have the skill, if you don't have the experience, you don't have all of those things put together, then opportunity will come and it will just pass by because the opportunity doesn't see in you what they want. So I think I've got 5 minutes. So maybe take the chance today, think about it, and see where do you want to get to in 6 months. See where do you want to get to in 12 months, and start working. The best time to start was yesterday, but yesterday is gone. So the next best time is today. So think about it today and see what can you do. You don't have to be the data engineer or the data scientist or the big shot, and you're looking for like $100,000 salary. Start from volunteering. That is another way of getting an opportunity into a company. Start from internship, start from places like, I mean, Stella has a lot of opportunities that you guys can leverage. I mean, I just finished the basic to mastery data analytics, and I enjoy it. I've just enrolled again for data science and machine learning. And it's not because I don't have the opportunity to do it here in the UK. One, they're expensive. So I felt, okay, it's cheaper for me to do it. And also not because I need it, but because I want to keep in the trend. Because things will happen. I'm already telling my boss at work, like, oh, I'm doing this course and I'm already going to, and, oh, really? Oh, that's really nice. And that showcased that, okay, I'm learning, I'm developing myself. And if the opportunity arises, I'm taking it. Do you get? So yeah, that's me. Stella, I don't think I have to spend the rest of the
Thank you
4 minutes
so
dating
much.
anything.
Thank you so much, Ade. It was a very, very fantastic session. Yeah, thank you so much for sharing your experience with us. We really, really please can we give it up for Ade? Thank you so much, Adeboye Saka. We are so
Thank you.
privileged to have you share your real life experience learning data analysis, what motivated you, how you've been able to leverage that on your job, looking out for opportunities even where you work over there in the UK. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank
Thank
you, everyone.
you.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye, Saka. All right. So yes, like I said, Saka Adeboye was in I think our BTM cohort. 8 years. He was in our BTM cohort 8, and he's also going to be in our DSM cohort 2 in September. Don't worry, you understand what all that means, and what BTM means, and what DSM and all of those things means as we proceed in this webinar. All right, so the next person we are bringing on board here, our second speaker, she's in the building. Um, Her name is Chidima Nkasi. Chidima Nkasi was in our BTM, I think, cohort 2. Yes, Chidima, are you here? Hello, Chidima. Say hello to us. I think she joined in earlier. Let me confirm. But if she's not here, somebody else. Okay, yes, I think she's here. Hi, Chidima, can you hear me? Let me check our second page. Oh, okay. Let me go back. All right, so we have Chidima with us, and she's going to be sharing with us the tools that she used as a data analyst. This is a very brief introduction about her. Chidima was, yes, in our data analysis basics mastery bootcamp, cohort 3, I guess. And then I think she was actually a customer relations officer somewhere in Ebonyi State for Union Bank before she took the training. And then after the training, an opportunity came up in the head office in Lagos and for data analysis. And whoa, she took that advantage and here she is today, right? She works with Union Bank, right, as a branch officer. Yes, let me confirm that role. So she applies her data analysis, right, for branch control right from the headquarters. Okay, she does branch services, data analysis, branch services for Union Bank, Nigeria. Okay, so hi Chidima, over to you. Oh, she says she's muted. Okay, but if she has, all right, let me get to her. You actually have a special link as a presenter. Please kindly use the special link I shared with you, okay?
Oh, yeah. Hello, everyone. Can
Oh,
I be heard?
yes, yes, we can hear you now, apparently. So I think you joined with the
Okay.
wrong link.
Oh, but okay. So permit me not to share my screen because I'm using my phone. I'm logged into another training with my laptop, and I don't want to
Oh,
log out.
amazing. Amazing.
Mm,
Thank you so much for sharing your time today. I remember you told me you have something going on in the headquarters. All
mm.
right, we are so
So,
happy to have you. Thank you so much.
thank you, Stella. Um, Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So, she's told you my name. I'm Chidima, and I'm a data analyst for branch services, standard and control. So I was once, I don't know whether, okay, the boot camp has not started now, right? Stella, am I correct?
It's going to start in on the 5th of August, the next one.
Okay, I joined that. Is it boot camp 3? I forgot to know, but it's around November last 2 years. That was the first one I did,
Mm.
and it was amazing. Like that was my first exposure to data analysis. Normally, I know about the software. Sorry, I've started my own part of the talk.
We are good. We are enjoying it. Please go on. Please, can we
So
celebrate her? At least share some reactions for Chidima. Thank you. Thank you, Adifunke.
thank
Yes.
you.
Yeah.
All right. So like I said, the bootcamp was my first exposure to data analysis. I actually knew that there was something called Excel. Like now in there is part of, so there's something called Excel, but that was just it. I know that in Excel you can I know that you can copy, you can paste, you can filter. What else do I know in Excel? You can sort and all those surface activities going on in Excel. But I didn't know that it's deeper. You can do that in Excel. You can do calculation. you can you understand. So I actually want to thank Stella. This is not a thank you. Let me stylishly tell her thank you, because oh my god,
Are you
the
serious?
class
I'm
the class
blushing. I'm blushing.
the class was amazing,
On
and it
behalf
was
of
fun.
Kedrus Academy, I'm blushing. On
Yes, you
behalf of
should.
all the team members here, right? We are blushing. We are taking our flowers. Thank you.
So it was quite a hands-on training. It was 30 days, I can remember. At some point I have to take my leave, so I could concentrate more, and I perfectly enjoyed all, and I learned a lot. Like I can comfortably use Excel. That's what I use in the office now. I use Excel now. I use Power BI, and I use SQL. The only out of all the applications she taught us, the only one we don't use in Union Bank is Tableau. Estelle, I don't know whether I've mentioned it to you. We don't use it.
Oh, wow.
We use Excel. We use Power BI, and
And
then
SQL.
I manage that as through SQLS. So
Yeah. Wow.
So let me just I will see this presentation will go this way. I will put in my personal experiences why I teach what I talk about what I should talk
Yes,
about.
please. Thank you.
Sometimes,
Yes, that's fine. Yes, please.
because I should be in class now. So I should be over by 10 minutes. So
Yeah, you
some of
will.
most of the soft skills, I'll just mention the top ones you should have. The soft ones, I'll talk about the soft skills before I come back to the hard skills. Is you should be able to communicate better. Good communication. You can't convey your what you discovered without being good at communicating it. We won't understand. So when you can communicate better, that means you can even create a good dashboard. You in your mind, you picture out, okay, this when I do this visualization like this, like this, like this, when I chart it like this, like this, like when I use pie chart, when I use line chart, when I use bar column. I'm talking of different visualizations. Now you get to know them. For those ones that have not done anything, you get to understand better. But having a good communication skill will help you to present well. Yeah, and then a good understanding of the business objectives, business goals. Like someone in the bank, my department is standard and control branch services. We actually watch over the branch. We are the mother head of the branches. We make sure they don't go against CBN regulations to mitigate risks. You get? So that's the objective, like the overview of the objective. So when you understand that, you know what and what. Like lately, we developed an uncaptured dashboard, a captured mandate dashboard using Power BI. Let me just give a view. Uncaptured mandate means when an account is opened, but the customer's signature and passport is not properly captured in the database of the system. It's not right, because it exposes the bank to fraud. Please, if you can hear me, can you give me a sign, an emoji, because it's getting, as I'm not seeing anybody's face, it's getting kind of boring for me, please.
I think I
Okay,
have to
thank
leave my face on so that
yes, just leave your face on, sir, because I'm looking at you.
yes.
So you should understand whatever company, even if you are a teacher now, you understand the business objective of the schools you are teaching. You are working in a bank like me. You understand the objectives of the department you are somebody. The last speaker, I couldn't get his name. We talked about the nursing industry, the medical industry. You understand the objective. It helps a lot. Understanding the business goals of whatever company you are with. Then you give attention to details. You should know when there is a spike, something went up, something went down, and when there is below. Do you know, you can give me now. I don't just mine data from SQL. I query those datas because I want to bring it down so everybody understand what I mean now. This attention to details. If you don't give attention to details, you can give a wrong report. Maybe you are in a hurry, or maybe this is just what you saw. This is what the data engineer has loaded in the tables. But when you are somebody that gives attention to details, you hardly make mistakes. You spot out when there is error. Then you should be able to collaborate with other team members. You should be able, as a data analyst, you should be able to relate with data engineers and all that. Then continuous learning. Somebody mentioned it. The person that spoke before me mentioned it. Continuously, you should be able to want to learn more. Like learning. Do you know, up to you now, I still once in a while go to you. I took like 2 or 3 courses in Coursera last year. Then I go to YouTube to still learn. There are some persons I subscribed to their channels on YouTube. I still learn. So these are the soft skills. If you have this, you are good to go. You don't need to have so much. Just these few. I think I mentioned like 4 or so, or 5. Continuous learning, you can collaborate, you give attention to detail. 3, understand. Okay, yes, I mentioned 5. Then let's now rush down to the hard skill. The first and foremost, Excel. You know that if you understand Excel, Power BI will be like how will I put it? It will be, when Stella said it while we were learning, I didn't understand it till you now started learning the Power BI. When you understand Excel very well, Power BI will be so easy for you, because Power BI is a sweeter version of Excel. Let me put it that way. When you start learning, you understand why I said so. Abi, not be so Stella. Or don't you think so?
That's so, though it's preference. It's preference actually, right? Because some people at the end of the day they say that it's Tableau that is their best. Some people say it's Power BI, so it's preference.
But without knowing Excel, without understanding Excel, the other two, both Tableau and Power BI, you wouldn't enjoy it.
I know, right? Excel is like their grandfather.
Yeah, yes, exactly. So Excel, mainly Excel. You should the hard skills you should learn. But don't worry, even if you don't know it now, there is no problem. This is what the boot camp is for. Stella will teach you. Stella, do you have a second
We have lots of instructors now. We have,
wow.
yes, we have 3 instructors. For BTM, we have 2 instructors. For DSM, we have 3 instructors. So we are
Okay.
growing. We've grown.
Okay. Well,
And we offer
glory
better
to God.
services.
Yeah. So you don't need to panic if you don't know how to use them. Okay. So you use Excel. The hard one was hard skills. You need Excel. You need Power BI. You need Tableau. But yeah, you need Tableau. You need to know SQL. Then machine learning. I discovered using AI to write that and all that, and it has been so beautiful for me. It makes this thing very easy. Then data visualization, which you learn, you must you will learn it, provided you take Excel and Power BI. I will tell you how to manage your dashboard and make it better. So then data management, these are the major. Let's all this vocabulary, let it not bobo you. Let me use my boss word, bobo. Let it not make it look big. Let it not magnify. I don't want to magnify whatever I'm saying, but just know that come the way you are and be open to learning. Like open up your heart to learning. Like continuously, I'm still learning even as I am now. There are some ways there's some things I'll be like, I've forgotten this thing, I've forgotten this thing. Either I go back to our videos, I'll quickly check YouTube depending on where I am. So provided you have a good attitude to learning, you will do well. Okay, I'm better than I used to be last year. I'm better than I used to be last 2 years. And in most to come, yes, I was telling somebody I'm preparing for a Microsoft exam on Power BI. because it's not $1. I hope to take it this year by God's grace, if everything being equal. But I am learning. It's because I'm learning. I'm pushing myself to learn. That's what is making me have the impetus of paying such an amount here in Nigeria to take an exam. Because if you fail, you pay another one to write another one, not free of charge. You get. So just open up your heart, okay? So that would be that, Stella.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Idima. Thank you for pouring out your heart. You literally poured out your heart for us, right? Sharing, you shared your real life experience. Thank you so much. And thank you for choosing Kedrus Academy. Thank you for being part of us. One thing with Kedrus Academy is that once you come in here, you become a family. Like it's a family. It doesn't matter if you learned 2 years ago, 3 years ago, it doesn't matter, right? Once you come in here, you are always coming back and coming back. We'll do this again and again and again and again. Okay. Thank you so much, Chidima. We are so happy. We are so happy. Thank you for the sacrifice of making our time, even with your busy schedule there at work, your training, and all of those things. You made out time for us. This love is so much. Please, can we send out hearts to her? And let's react love to her. Thank you. Thank you. This is love. We appreciate you. We do not take it for granted. Okay? Thank you. Please enjoy the rest of your day. Yeah. So obviously she has run back to her training. So she's having a training, like she said, in the office there at Marina in Lagos. Okay. Yeah. So this it's been an interesting time, right? So if you've been enjoying the webinar, please leave a chat. Say something on the chat. Say something. Type anything. We want to read from you. We want to read from you. Say something. I know you may not be able to talk. For now, until we get to the Q&A session, if you have questions too, do well to put them down. There are some other people from the Kedrus Academy team here. We have Tammy here. We have Christine. We have Bolale. We are all team here. So do well to put down your question. If you're enjoying the session, please share a heart. Say something interesting that you're enjoying it and all of that. Thank you so much. Amazing. Okay, awesome. All right, now that we have that, we have two speakers already. So I've been enjoying the webinar from the first speaker. I got to know there's something like product analysis. Wow, interesting. So there's so much. In fact, right, data analysis can be applied to any industry. That's the beautiful thing. That is the beautiful thing. Whether you're marketing, there's something called marketing analyst, right? Whether you're in media, there is something called media analyst. Even if you're in music, there's something called music data analyst. Is that wide? Do you get? So it's a tech skill that is very much in demand across various industries. All right. So, and this brings us to our next session. For the next 20 minutes, we're going to be hearing from somebody, another fantastic alumni from Kedrus Academy, our one and only Adefunke Adeyeye, right? She's going to tell you her experience herself, right? She started with us here. I think she was in our first cohort. Adefunke, were you in the first cohort? Either first or second cohort?
First cohort.
First cohort, yes. She was in the very first cohort. You see, we are family. So she was in the very, very first cohort of data analysis basics to mastery bootcamp in Kedrus Academy. And that was in November 2022. She's going to share her experience with us afterwards. Currently, she works in Leap Africa, where she uses her data analysis skills for monitoring and evaluation of projects. Okay, so please, with a clapping ovation, right? Let's make welcome Adefunke Adeyeye.
All right. Thank you very much, Stella. Good day,
Thank you
everyone.
so much. Hi, I'm happy to see your face.
Thank
See
you.
now,
Thank
see
you.
chick,
Good to
see
see you.
chopped up chick. You know, when I reached out to Adefuke and told her that, see, we're going to have a webinar next month and I'd like you to be there. You know what she told me? She said, Stella, you have to put it around so date. I'm flying to the north. I was so impressed. I'm like, wow, right? This is how our life changes when we embrace tech skills. Well done, Adefunke. Please, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Stella. And I really feel so honored. I'm so glad to be here. It's really an opportunity I do not take for granted. And thank you, everyone, for being here. So, Stella rightly mentioned earlier, my name is Adefunke, and I work as data analyst at Leap Africa, where I monitor and evaluate projects. And when Stella reached out to me with the topic I'll be speaking on, how to land a job in data analysis, I feel, okay, this is more like a testimony time for me in 6 months. So it felt like, oh, this is like a testimony time for me, because that was exactly what happened to me. Like she said, I was part of the first cohort. I joined the class November of 2022. And I remember exactly July 3rd of 2023, I resumed my first job as a data analyst. So it's just like a testimony time for me. And I'm just going to be sharing the tips that I used. I have some things jotted and some points jotted, and but trust me, at every point of these my tips, Kedrus Academy is going to be featuring at every point, because that was the exact thing that happened for me. It's from the start to the end. I will tell you that Kedrus Academy was there, featured all along. So all right, let me just go straight into it. The previous speakers have already spoken about some of the things you need to get started. I remember Adeboye talk about knowing the market, identifying the areas where you want to come in as a data analyst, and Chidima also spoke about the skills that a data analyst needs. So for me, talking about how to land a job in the data field in 6 months, what worked for me is what I'm going to share, like I said. So the very first thing that I jotted down is build a strong foundation. And this is me going away from everything that these two speakers have mentioned earlier. I don't want to repeat those things, but building a strong foundation. So I remember I studied nutrition and dietetics for my first degree. And after school, we all know the Nigeria situation. Okay, nothing was forthcoming in the nutrition field, so I had to look elsewhere. I laid my hands on lots of things. But I remember in 2023, I started hearing about tech. And we all know the tech field is so broad. So what can I do in tech? I started researching and I came across data analysis. And I remember that during my undergraduate days, I did projects, and I think I was a bit intrigued with project work. And there was this lecturer of mine who taught me how to use SPSS to do statistical analysis of projects. So when I was reading about data analysis, I just feel, okay, this is a field that seems to cut across every other field for me. Then I would go for this. And when I joined, okay, I came across Kedrus webinar like this. I just came, maybe because of the algorithm of my browser. So Kedrus just popped up on my face, and there was a webinar like this. I don't know if Stella can remember. It happened in October of that year. So there was a webinar like this, and I joined, and I knew, okay, I want to be here. And one thing I also remember was when I saw the price of Kedrus Academy, I told a friend that, oh, there's this data academy, blah, 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 and this is the price. The person was like, they can't teach all these skills for that price. He was just like, no, they can't teach everything you need for that price. So the person told me, you know what? So after attending the webinar, I still told him again that they said they are going to teach us. He said, okay, you know what? Pay in installments. So when you use your first 2 weeks, if the training is not worth it, you just know that you're not losing your whole money. And lo and behold, I paid the first installment, like the person said, and I started. And I can tell you that from the day one of the class, I knew, no, I'm already, because as a novice, the only thing I could do with Excel is just input number on the spreadsheet. That was the only thing I could do on Excel. before joining Kedrus Academy. I could not even do the normal sum, using formula to do sum on Excel. I couldn't even do that when I joined. And I joined, and the whole thing is a story. So talking about building a strong foundation, but building a strong foundation, when I joined the class, I knew I wanted to get value. And that's why even if I miss the morning session of the class, I will join the evening session. I will go over the lessons. And I think that is one thing that is very important. Kedrus Academy is actually is going to be your partner in this field. But I think it is important for everyone to be intentional about what they are going to get from the class, because that was one thing that stood it for me. I was very intentional. I took all the classes seriously. If I did not get any task, I go over it again in my spare time to do it. Another thing I did was I would make, because I remember, I don't know if that still happens now. I remember Stella would give us assignments and you have to share your screen. I always make sure I'm part of the people that gets to share my screen, because I want to be corrected. I want to know what I didn't do well. So those were the first things I did. Then after the training, when the old training was over, I knew I wanted to use this skill too, because I also popped up in my mind that no, I could now do this in a month. The training then was for 4 weeks, and I was just, I could do all this in 4 weeks. So I really need to make something out of it, and that's going to move me to my next point of working with projects. And trust me, Kedrus Academy shared a lot of projects with us, then some that we didn't even do in class. So I had to start working with the project, taking projects online. Another thing I did was like I said, taking projects online. In fact, Kedrus Academy shared a lot of resources with us to use. So I came across Forage. It's a website where one can do virtual internship. So I started working on projects. That's me talking about my next point. So I started working on projects too. Hello, can you hear me? I think I saw that my internet is
Yes, we
unstable.
can hear you. We can hear you.
All
Please
right.
go on.
All right. Thank you very much. So I started taking up projects on Forage for virtual internship. So, and maybe because of my love for Power BI during the class, so I was basically taking more of the project on Power BI on Forage, and doing that, uh, it got to a point I saw an opening. That was the very first opening I would apply for. And when I saw the opening, I okay, another thing is crafting CV. Like I said, Kedrus Academy is going to feature in all of this, because after our normal class work, I remember Kedrus also organized a session where we had HR speak to us about the soft skills we need as a data analyst. Then there was this CV writing partnership that Kedrus brought for us. So that's why I said Kedrus is going to feature in everything. So it was after, so when they talk about this CV crafting, because that is also very important, especially as a beginner in this field, you have a lot of things in your mind and you might not be able to articulate it well in a way that recruiters might find interesting. So Kedrus brought that, and I subscribed for that also. My CV was crafted. And when I saw this job opportunity, so I applied for it. And that was how I got invited for the interview, a virtual interview. And I know Chidima already spoke about the soft skills, but I can tell you for a fact that if you join Kedrus Academy and you really make good use of the class, Kedrus Academy would prepare you for the technical skills that you need to speak about at your interview, because that was what happened for me. My interview, the technical part of the interview, I hate them. I could tell you that there was nothing the interviewer asked me. In fact, the person was my manager at the team then. So there was nothing he asked me at the technical part of the interview that I could not answer. And these were things that Stella is, I don't know. Stella is just, during the class, Stella just speaks about a lot of things, and and during the things I didn't even take note of. So when the interviewer was asking me, okay, how do you do this on Power BI? I could just answer everything. And I think so a week after I got the offer, I immediately working because I could not even believe it. We see all sort of things on the internet. Oh, how to land your first job in data in 6 months. And I'm part of people that feels, oh, this is just for advert purpose. But it happened to me. And that is why I can't come here. So speaking of going over my points again, the first is building a strong foundation in data, which I believe Kedrus is going to work everyone who is interested. In fact, people like us who have passed through Kedrus Academy, we know that Kedrus is your best bet on that. Then CV crafting, Kedrus is also there to do that for you. Then another thing is a community. I can tell you that it is now that I'm even now looking outside Kedros for community in data, because this journey is not a lone journey. But before now, the only community I have in data field is Kedros Academy. It is now that I'm thinking that, okay, now it's time now to go to Twitter. It's now time to go to LinkedIn and now build community with other
We are going
data
together.
professionals.
We are going together. Okay, you will not leave us. Yeah, you know that
So
Twitter session we started in your set, right?
okay.
There were, you remember, we did, I
Yes,
think there was a session, is that your set or the next one? We did 24
set.
hours Twitter
My
space.
set.
Where
Yes.
everybody had to take 1 hour to teach something, to talk about something. We did like
Yes.
24
Yes.
hours stretch Twitter. We are bringing that back. Don't worry, you're not going without us.
Okay. So, and I think another thing that stood out for me at Kedrus Academy is the fact that I don't know if Stella remembers this. Even when I got my job, I remember when I was going to have my first appraiser, I reached out to Stella that, oh, I'm going to have my first appraiser. These are the requirement for me. My manager assigned a project to me. I reached out to Stella, and oh, she just told me, okay, do this, do this, do this. And that is another thing. That's why I said every of my story, Kedros Academy will feature in it, because Kedros has been there from the beginning to this moment, and I'm not even done with Kedros. I know Kedros is not done with me too. So yeah.
Thank you.
So okay, thank you very much, Stella. So I was just trying to reiterate over the points again, building a very strong foundation in data field, which Kedros is there, crafting a compelling CV. You can partner with Kedros on that, because that was what happened. Like I tell people that the first job I used as CV to apply for, I got it. That's something that does not really, of course, I've had CV before now. I've applied for jobs before now, but the very first job I applied to with the CV, I got it. So crafting a compelling CV, then of course, like every other one I've said, the learning continues. But I can tell you that what you need to get started in the data field, Kedros Academy is a really good partner. In fact, not just a partner, Kedros Academy is a family to walk you through that. Thank you very much, everyone. And thank you, Stella,
Thank you so
for
much,
the time.
Adefuke. Thank you. We are so happy and privileged to have you. Thank you for sharing it as it is. Thank you for sharing your experience with us, right? Everything she says, everything she said, even so many things she said, I'm just hearing for the first time. Amazing. Thank you for sharing your experience with us. Please, can we clap for, or no, let's share some hearts, some love to Adefunke. Adefunke has been with us. In fact, she has even brought so many of her friends, her colleagues to come to the Kedrus Academy to come and learn data and all of those things, to show that she really appreciates her. She's someone that really got value, and she's willing to, not hide this value. There is an experience you may have. You say, oh, let me keep this knowledge to myself, right? These people are quite affordable, right? What they're offering for like 75K is something that maybe other people are paying 350K for. So why don't I just hide it to myself and just get all the knowledge? Right? But we have fantastic alumni here who goes all out, bringing their friends, telling them. Even in the UK, we have one of them that's he literally made himself our brand ambassador by himself, conversing and bringing people, encouraging people to join the bootcamp. Thank you so much, Adefunke. I love you and I celebrate you. And you'll go much more places with data. Thank you. All right. Okay, so we have just about 30 minutes. Oh, no, not up to 30 minutes, about 27 minutes, because by 12:30, this session will be over. But then I'm going to run you through presentation. My presentation is just going to reiterate on most of the things that they've spoken about, right? So it's not going to be something entirely new. Based on what you've heard today, I'm just going to just add some layers to it, explain it even further so you understand more. Our speakers have done a good job. If we say this meeting is over, it's a wonderful one already. But then let me just run through this presentation, okay? While the presentation is ongoing, if you have questions, do well to ask your questions in chat. Drop your questions in chat, okay? We'll pick up the questions after the presentation, and then it's just going to be a very short presentation. We'll pick up your questions, handle your questions, and we call it a day. All right, so let me know when my screen comes up. I'm going to walk you through these. Let me know when you can see my screen. Okay, so I believe you can see my awesome. I can go ahead to walk you through this. Yeah, so today we've been talking about how to start your data career and land a job in 6 months. And it's been very insightful hearing from people that are not just, speaking theories, hearing from people that are in the field, people that have passed through this path that a lot of us are just about to begin, right, in a very short time. But then there are some important things for you to know, right, before you get started. They've shared most of them. In fact, they've covered every aspect of my presentation. So it's just going to be a quick one. First of all, I would like to explain or reiterate. I think the second speaker spoke more about this, Chidima. She said you need both the soft skills and the technical skills and all of those things. Yes, right? So securing a high-paying job in data science or data analysis or anything data at all requires combination of both your technical skills, practical experience, strategic career planning, your soft skills, and all of those things. And when we talk about practical experience, it will surprise you to know that you can start learning and start gaining experience at the same time because of the way the training has been designed, right? You're able to do projects from the very first week. Yes, you're going to do projects from the very first week. And those projects would serve as your portfolio at the end of the program. So it's very, very practical, right? It's something that can stand as your experience. Okay, so but then let's demystify a bit the data landscape. What is it all about? And yeah, most of the people that spoken with you talked about data analysis. Yes, I didn't forget that just spoke also had gone through not just our data analysis, our data science bootcamp as well. But then you may be wondering, what is data science? What is data analysis? What is the difference? I'm hearing data. Someone said in the comment section that he actually thought data had to do with science student and all of those. No, you don't necessarily need to be a data science, a scientist or a science student. Like me here, I was not a science student, but I'm a data scientist, a data analyst, a data engineer, an AI engineer. So don't be bothered by all of those things, right? It's something you learn practically, and it's not as difficult as it sounds. And even if it's difficult, here at Kedrus Academy, I think one of the reviews we got from the just concluded data science bootcamp was that someone said that, see, it's obvious that Kedrus Academy have learned how to make complex things look very simple. And that is what we stand for in this academy, right? We are not all about making you go jittery and worried about big buzz names, neural networks, and all of those things that you hear, right? machine learning algorithms and all of those things, and it sounds so huge. Yeah, they are not simple actually, but we can make them simple, right? We've learned how to make them simple in such a way that you just understand this thing and you ask, is this all? Bring it up. Is there more? Is there more? Bring more, right? And that is the way that our approach. So data science and data analysis are interwoven, but they are distinct fields. Um, but then both of them work with extracting insights from data, right? So the data scientists take a more technical approach to it. So the data analyst, the data scientist, the data, everybody's extracting insight for data. And by data, we don't mean huge numbers and calculations and all of those things. We mean the information, let me put it that way, that we generate by our everyday activities, right? By joining this webinar, data, the people that joined, the time they joined, at the end of this bootcamp, in this webinar now, for instance, Microsoft Teams is going to give us some breakdown. Who joined, what time did you, how long did you spend on the webinar, right? Who registered and didn't join, who did not register but join. All of those things, they are data. Do you understand? Now, how do you get insight? How do we at Kedrus Academy take that information that we have to plan better for the next webinar and stuff like that? That is what data analysis is all about. You see? So you don't need to be a scientist to be able to make sense of such information. We'll teach you how to process such information in such a way that you'll be able to generate actionable insights from it. But then for beginners, it's always good to start with data analysis, data visualization, and all of those things. Data science is a little more technical. You need to write code like Python at least. Have good grasp of either Python or R to be able to do well with data science. Well, all of those we cover. But then for data scientists, they not only analyze data, right? They also develop algorithms and machine learning models to solve complex problems. Don't worry about the word algorithm, machine learning models. No, those are our industry jargons. But what it means is what I've explained, right? You take this information that we generate every day, you and I generate these data out there and make sense of them, but then in a more technical way for the data scientist, right? The data analyst, on the other hand, delve deeper into existing data, focusing on cleaning, manipulating, visualizing it to answer specific business questions. Chidima was talking about understanding your key indicators, what is important to your business, right? In whatever industry you're playing, what is important to that brand, to that particular company you're working with, what is very much important to them. So learning to be able to solve their business problems, right? Identifying the kind of questions you can answer with data, to be able to move the company from point A to point B, right, is one of the things you're going to learn at the bootcamp. And that is why most of our projects are business use cases. They are business use cases that will be able to give you the perspective of the business. You're the data analyst, you have a client or your company or something, and they want you to so what do you do? Where do you start from? We'll build up that case, we work up that case, right? And then to the very end where you're now able to provide solution, right, and make recommendations to their problem. That's where you become valued, right? That is where the decision makers in the organization knows that, hey, we can't do without this guy, right? Because you're bringing so much value to the table. Now, for your skill set, like our speakers have rightly said, you need to build both your soft skills and the technical skills. Yes, she talked about communication. You need to be able to communicate whatever insights you've generated in a very, very clear and concise manner, such that both people that are technical or tech experts like yourself and the business users who are not know jack about tech will be able to understand what you're saying. So you need to be able to have a very good communication skill in writing, in presentation, in speaking. Okay, you need to, and that is why, right? You also encourage people to put our students to put their presentations, to present their project. Like Adefunke said, your project is not complete if you've not presented it. You present it in class, we'll review it, you tell us what you did, you will make your corrections. You understand? In that process, you're building your confidence to do presentations, you're learning presentation skills, communication skills, and all of those things. Those are the things, a lot of things that we've built into the program at our programs at Kedrus Academy, right? You need to have problem-solving skills. You need to have critical thinking. You need to be able to pay attention to details, like she said. Curiosity, be able to ask questions. You don't take, they tell you this is A, you just take it hook, line, and sinker. You don't ask questions. Okay, why is it A? Why is it not B? What happens if you make it C? That is the kind of approach you should have to things, right? You need to be a critical thinker, be able to ask questions, and have a knack for untangling complexities. It's not something you see challenges and then you cower, you run away, you want to avoid it. You're avoiding. No, no, no. You face it heads up, because of course it's something you do every day. You'll be running your code. Sometimes you see some errors, your SQL. What do? You don't run away, you fix it, right? You're solving problem. Okay. You're building your dashboard and maybe something is not working fine. You don't dump it and say, oh, I'm tired, I'm not going to do this anymore, right? You develop that resilience, right? An ability to solve problem. These are the soft skills that you're going to be learning that you actually need. You need to be curious. You need to be a lifelong learner. Okay, you need to really be a lifelong learner to be able to excel in this career path. And then we have the technical skills like the databases and SQL, right? Like Chidima said, and some other people, she does SQL a lot. SQL is very, very fundamental, and that is why in our basics to mastery, at least by the time you complete our bootcamp, if you are not expert, you'll be an intermediate. I promise you. Much more than, in fact, if you put in your effort, more effort to become an expert SQL in your SQL, right? If you put in your own personal effort, during and beyond that program duration. Okay, so because it is very, very important, understanding how to query databases and how to retrieve data, manipulate data is one of the things you're going to learn, and you should know. That's for technical skills. Data visualization, you learn like Power BI. You've been learning Power BI. You've been hearing Power BI in this webinar, how they use Power BI. Apparently, everybody uses, most people, let me say, 95% of people in the industry uses Power BI. Tableau and the rest here, the remaining. I'm not exaggerating. Why? Because a lot of companies across the globe are Microsoft adopters. So they use this Microsoft Business Intelligence tool, and it's very easy, right? Very easy to use. They use it for data analysis, business intelligence, data visualization. You're going to learn all of those things. You're also going to learn Tableau and using Excel to do the same things. Then, if you're someone that already have some skills, maybe already know a little about data, or you've even completed data analysis bootcamp, and then you say, "No, what next?" Or do you want to, build more on your skills, your lifelong learning or something, or you want to specialize? Remember, data analysis is just one, and of course, data analysis has several applications across different industries. There's HR analyst. There is, I think, one of our, I looked at the people that were joining, and I saw one of our previous alumni, one of our students that graduated. I think she was in the fourth cohort, right? And she's a HR data analyst. Yeah, she's here in this webinar. She's still on. She can even speak for herself. Yes. So she's applying that data analysis in HR. So it's applicable in oil and gas, in every and any industry you can think about. But then you want to specialize further, Probably you want to be a data scientist or a machine learning engineer or an AI expert, right? Then you need to learn Python. You need to learn data science, and that is where our DSM, data science and machine learning bootcamp, comes in to help you with that. Through DSM, you also learn about cloud. Usually we do either Azure or GCP, that's Google Cloud. But then we do most of Azure, yes, because of course we know if you're good with Azure, you can easily do Oracle, Amazon, Google, any other Google, cloud platform that you can think about. Now, we are talking about how you can literally get a job, a high-paying job in 6 months post-training at most. How do you do that? Our first speaker, Adeboye, in the UK mentioned that you need to intern. Internships are very important, right? Me, I started as an intern in a tech company, right? From internship, I was able to secure that role because I did well and I was serious with my internship, right? I learned so much during the 6 month period and I was retained after that. In fact, I grew in that rank until I even became the team lead for data and AI, yes. So you can always start with internships, right? There are so many opportunities to intern. In fact, there are virtual internships. Adefunke mentioned, our very last speaker, she mentioned Forage. From the third cohort, we started introducing Forage, Accenture. So in this bootcamp, we're going to do some internships. We have Accenture, we have BCG, we have a lot of um, virtual internships out there you can complete on your own track, right? And add to your own portfolio at the end of the day. Projects are very important to us. You must complete your project here at Kedrus Academy. Every week we do 2 projects. One is a guided project in class. The second is your personal unguided project. So an instructor will guide you, right? Projects are very important. In fact, at kedrusacademy.com, our website, we've been able to have a platform, right, where we call showcase, such that you can go there as students. Before when we started, like Adefunke said, Chidima said, at the end of the boot camp, they'll have to go to learn how to build a website, a landing page for their data rows so that they can add the web link, they can upload their projects to the website and add the link to their resumes. Those are some of the things we got them to do. But then we discovered it was a lot of stress for our students. We decided to make it easier, right? Go to kedrusacademy.com, sign up, and get your own profile. You have your own profile page. You can upload your own project here, right? Just pick the link, add it to your resume or your CV, right? And anybody can just click on it and see all the projects you completed at the bootcamp and even more projects. So it's something very, very amazing, right? But you're going to do your project. There is no way around it. And at the end of the bootcamp, you'd have built a very fantastic portfolio that you can showcase in the industry. Then, yes, it's important to join competitions, right? We expose our students to Kaggle. Kaggle is data science, global data science platform, right? There are competitions on Kaggle, there are hackathons you can join and all of those things. We expose our students and even in-house, we do competitions, right? We do hackathons, we do some kind of competitions that put you on your toes and helps you, bring out your A game. Another aspect of practical experience, I talked about this practical experience. It looks very hard and difficult to get, but then it's not. You can even volunteer, right? You can volunteer and gain the experience, right? You should be able to work for some charity organizations around you. See, most of these NGOs, they do a lot with data. They do a lot of data. They go to the field. They're talking to women in the villages. They're talking to farmers. Some of them are talking to children in schools. They do a lot of, outreaches and they generate data, right? You can be the person capturing this data for them and using it to generate insight. You can volunteer that. I remember when I served in Calabar, right? And if you're someone that is familiar to Calabar, there is this annual youth program that happens, right? That one of the biggest youth programs that happens by an NGO in Calabar. I've forgotten their name now, but then I remember I attended their first event, and then I volunteered that, okay, I wrote to them all this data that people have collected. They literally filled forms. They gave good forms to fill. They didn't know what to do with the forms. I opted to help them analyze the data at no cost, but it added to my portfolio, right? When I needed recommendation, I got recommendation from them that I worked with them or for them at the end of the day. It was part of my experiences, yes. So you can volunteer like that. You can volunteer for NGOs, for hospitals, for schools around you. You can volunteer if you, of course, if you know they cannot really pay you. With time, they may even start seeing your value and say, oh, no, no, we can pay this guy. Um, Even in the global sphere, there are so many volunteering sites that you can go to and register to be their data volunteer. And they'll be giving you projects, real life data projects to do. I've seen a lot of people that end up getting international jobs at the end of the day because they took this volunteering seriously, right? And they were able to, secure employment through that platform. These people that they're not stupid, they are humans. This guy has been doing a good job. I think we should just bring him on board and just hire him. It's easier for them. They are seeing your work already for free, right? Instead of going out to headhunt, right? Because in this industry, there's a whole lot of recommendations, right? A lot of job. In fact, 80% of jobs are not advertised. It's about recommendation. It's about someone that has offered the value one place or the other, right? Put the word out there. And if you're visible also, right, we'll come to that. You see that they can head on to you on LinkedIn. You see them recruiters sending you inbox image messages and all of those things for you to just be hired. Yes, so that brings us to networking and building your personal brand. At Kedrus Academy, we encourage our students to have wonderful personal brand on LinkedIn, on X, right? Twitter, now X, and maybe Facebook, but most importantly, LinkedIn and X, right? We encourage our students to network professionally, be open to professional networking, attend industry conferences, meetups, webinars, connect with professionals in the field. It's very important. If you're in Lagos and there's a data meetup in Lagos, you can attend, meet with people, exchange your contacts, and follow up, uh, share your LinkedIn, is it link now or something, all of those things, connect with people, right? Do that, attend if there is an expo, like a tech expo in your city, right? Like this year we had tech expo in Port Harcourt and a lot of people joined in, came around. It was a very wonderful time to network. It was an opportunity. It's usually an opportunity for you to meet people who are doing well in the industry, with a very low access barriers or restriction, right? So you need to optimize your LinkedIn. We encourage our students to optimize their LinkedIn profile, reflect that they are not data analysts or data scientists, as the case may be, share their experience as they are learning with the academy, put the word out there that you're learning. I think I got disconnected. Can someone hear me now at some point? Hello, am I back?
Yes, you're back. We can
Please
hear you now.
wait.
We can hear
Thank
you
you,
now.
thank you. I don't know the point where I dropped off. Okay, so I'm picking up the presentation again. Or can you still see my screen? Let me pick it up again. Please let me know when you can see my screen. Is it up now? Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
All right, thank you. Yes, so yeah, I was talking about optimizing your LinkedIn and sharing your experience, share your projects, share your certificate, share everything you can share, right? Share it and let people know that, yeah, over truth, you've really started a new career path, or you're pivoting, or you've learned something, right? Because at the end of the day, when you go for those interviews, most recruiters will still go back to check your social media footprint. They will go back to check your social media footprint. And if there's nothing relating to data at all, a lot of them will be wondering, are you really up for this, right? Yeah, and then we also have GitHub. You need to have an active GitHub profile. We're going to show you how to do that. GitHub, especially for those for in data science, because of course we're going to do a lot of coding. Yeah, GitHub is a platform where you can share your code, you can collaborate on data science projects, and all of those things, right? You can use it as a repo, like your repository for your projects that you can always go back to. All right, so to get that data in 6 months, you need to tailor your job search, your resume and cover letter. Yeah, so like Adebuke said, I think for the first 4 boot camps, we're helping people with their resumes. Yeah, we had that service in-house where someone and one of the HR people that partnered with us helped work with resumes, But at some point, we were pushing it again because we felt that okay, maybe people don't really need it. There are so many applications, AI applications that they can really just use and work on their resumes on their own, right? But then if you still need help with resume, with your CV, you can always reach out, right? We always have someone that can help you tailor your CV very, very well to reflect your experience, to reflect the relevant skills that you need and your achievement. Yes. So job portals, I've talked about LinkedIn. One of the reasons why LinkedIn is very good is that you can just stay on your own and just be doing your thing. And then somebody will just DM you and say, this role is available in my company. I want to hire you. Are you interested? It's that simple, right? It's one community where you have direct access to decision makers. And if you have access to decision makers, you're just privileged. So we encourage people see LinkedIn. Now, from a global perspective, we have Indeed. Though Indeed is tailored to different countries, so more like you see the job in those countries. Yeah, you see just the job in the country where you're located sometimes, except if you do some hack and maybe not use your exact location. But then you can also land a lot of remote jobs. You have Glassdoor, and so many other specialized data science job boards that we share with our communities. You can apply to work even as a freelancer. If you don't want to work for any company, you want to work on your own by yourself from the comfort of your home. There are so many freelancing sites, and I'm not talking about Upwork or Fiverr now. No, I'm talking about real other platforms where you have lots of data rooms that you can jump on and start, making a lot of money immediately. Then recruitment agencies, right? You can work with recruitment agencies that specialize in data science or tech roles, right? You can work with some recruitment agencies, and yes, and that is one of the services that you're also working on. In fact, before the end of your boot camp, if you'll be joining this August bootcamp, before the end of that bootcamp, you'll be seeing something around this, yes, because already we are partnering with HR professionals from across the globe. We are partnering with some companies such that our students will come out and just walking straight to their organizations to intern and gain some work experience in data, all right, at no extra cost to you. Okay, so preparing for interviews, we have the technical interview where you're going to either write code if it's for data science, or you're going to build a dashboard. So one of our students in the UK called me, I think it was beginning of this month. Today is 20th, beginning of this July, that he was going for an interview. They told him to build a dashboard, a Power BI report, because the job is going to his data analyst job. So it's going to involve him, visualizing data and all of those things. I was like, okay, so since the company is into so why don't you use so kind of data? Okay, go and get data from so site that has to do with so work on it this way, that way. Do you get that? So that is for the technical part of the interview, right? Then there is this behavioral type of part of the interview where you discuss your previous project, those projects that you've done. They will ask you about them. What were the challenges you had? Where did you get data from? How did you approach those challenges you've had? Do you understand? Because they want to know about your soft skills now from the behavioral interview. Who were the people you worked with? How did you collaborate with them? What challenges did you have working with the team? How did you resolve your challenges? Do you understand? Some of those things are the questions they are going to ask you, and you should be open to share that. Then you have your portfolio presentation, right? If you scale through these, the technical, the behavioral, and yes, most times they'll tell you to present or ask to work on and present with them, so for them, whichever the case is. Or some of them are just okay. Going through your portfolio website, just share the link. They'll ask you to access to your website, and like I said, on kedrusacademy.com, we have a platform where you can showcase your project, right, without needing to go and get a new domain name for yourself and all of those things. So as you begin this career path, I would encourage you to think long term, beyond the basics. For those that have already started, I want you to think high value specializations like machine learning in the future. It's not hard. You don't need to have been a science student. It's not that difficult, right? Where you're going to learn about different types of algorithm. I want you to think about domain expertise, right? Where you decide to, apply data in that particular field where you're working right now. Someone like Adeboye Saka, he was able to apply data into the project management he's already doing, right? Someone in HR can apply data into the HR is already doing, that is HR analytics. Someone in healthcare, there's healthcare analytics, can apply data in that field. Someone in finance, you studied accounting, you studied business administration, any of those things, you can be a financial data analyst or a business intelligence analyst. So there are lots of domain expertise, right? That you can take advantage of. Just think about it, okay? And then we have you can also think about big data technologies, getting familiarity with Apache Spark, cloud platforms like Azure, Data Factory, Synapse Analytics, all of those things. Don't be bobo, we are not boboing you here, right? But with time, the best place to always start is from the basics. Getting your foundation right, like Adefunke said, with the basics to mastery bootcamp. So what's the way forward, right? I want to encourage you, right, to join the upcoming Data Analysis Basics to Mastery. BTM stands for Basics to Mastery Bootcamp at Kedrus Academy, yeah, where you're going to learn hands-on projects, right? It's going to be a live bootcamp because, of course, you're going to be joining the classes 5 times in a week. Yes, is that intensive? When someone like that say, for 4 weeks, someone was asking him, you cannot, in fact, someone doubted. In fact, when we started, they said it's not possible. we'll just run an ad. Some people will come and be telling us it's not possible. You cannot learn all that in 1 week. And in 1 month. And I just looked at them. Well, over time, none of them, in fact, people are not coming to tell us that because the receipt is everywhere. Let me put it that way. The testimonials are everywhere that we are able to do this same thing that some academies will prolong for 6 months, for 3 months, right? And just give you 2 classes a week or once a week or just weekend classes. It's something that because we can focus your attention. You just bring out like 5 weeks, focus your attention on this thing and achieve something in that very short time. So you don't need to waste your time, elongating something you can achieve at a very short time. Time is money, right? Time is of essence. I'm someone who is very urgent with time. So we crash it down 5 times every week. Could be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But you're going to have 5 intensive classes every week. Each of those classes will last for 2 hours between 8 to 10 p.m. Nigerian time. It's a virtual class, just like we are having this webinar, right? But then in the class, you'll be able to you'll be able to share your own screen. The way I'm sharing my screen, you have that access. We'll give you that access. You share your screen. If you need help, if you need support, you get the help, the support right in class. You're going to have an instructor every single day, right, attending to you. If you need support, if you need help, if you're having challenges at any point, we'll come back to you. We have that time, we have that patience for you, right, until you get it right. So it's instructor-led. It is 100% practical from day one. We just introduce you to the concept. And as we are building on the concept, you're learning practically, right? We believe in practical learning, not giving you like PDFs and external links to go and read and watch. No, we don't do that here, right? You're going to have one-on-one interaction, practical. You're going to do every week a guided project in class and your own personal project, right? It is project-based. And beyond that, right, you're going to have access to globally recognized certificates, right? Because Kedrus Academy is accredited. We have accreditation with Skills Development Council Canada. We have accreditation with American Council of Training and Development, which means that wherever you're taking our certificates to, anywhere in the world, you're covered. You are covered. It doesn't matter country in this world, right? And then you also have access to 2 different certificates. Yes, one with Kedrus Academy plus ACTD law, right? At no extra cost. Then we have another one that we can order for you, right? From SDC. We can specially request for you if you need it. It's optional from Skills Development Council Canada. So these are some of the opportunities that you have when you join our data analysis bootcamp on the 5th of August, 2024. Remember, we are just your DM away. We are just your call away. You can always reach us anytime. And then if you have questions, right, I'm going to take your questions. This is the end of my presentation. I'm going to be taking your questions right now. And in just about 10 minutes time, we'll call it a day. All right. So are there questions for me? Questions, raise your hand. Oh, hi, Irene. She says she's new here and it's our first time having a class on data analysis. We are happy to have you, Irene. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you're enjoying yourself. Yes. Thank you. Okay, all right. So questions?
Someone's hand is up, Stella.
Yes, I'm trying to allow her mic or his or her mic so that the person can speak. Hi, Terence. Please go on to speak. You can now unmute and speak out. Hi, Terence. Your hand is up. You can ask your question, okay? Just unmute. Click on the mic icon I've given you permission to speak. Okay, but then why he's preparing, or she, I don't know, is preparing to speak? Yes, Onwudiro Justina. Onwudiro Justina said, I joined late, so I want to ask the skills that will be taught and how long. Okay, so at the upcoming bootcamp, right, we're going to cover data analysis with advanced Excel, with Power BI, with Tableau, and with SQL, right? You're also going to learn presentation skills like using PowerPoint and all of those things, right? Those are the skills that are going to be covered, and it's going to last for 5 weeks, right? The duration is 5 weeks. Thank you. Okay, someone said, I don't know if I can know the cost of the bootcamp. Yes, oh, I forgot to mention the bootcamp is just 75,000 naira. You see, very, very cheap, right? 75,000 naira, 75,000 naira, yes. All right. Okay. Any other question for us before we call it a day? If you still have a question, if you don't want to type, you can raise your hand. I would enable your mic so that you can speak. Yes, Justina, she said 75K. So it sounds too good to be true, right? Okay, well, it's just 75K, right? Yes, and you learn and start something with it. All right. When is the bootcamp happening? We are starting exactly, I think, in 2 weeks' time. 2 Mondays from now. That's going to be on the 5th of August. Yes, on the 5th. On the 5th of August. Someone said, yeah, it sounds too good to be true. Wow. It sounds too good to be true. Anyway, we have our receipts there. You can go, oh, should we? Okay, let me not talk. But I think I've actually gotten this feedback so much that it sounds like because our price is not too expensive, you're not offering value. Are you people suggesting we should double the price, increase it, and make it something like 250K? And then yes, it means that to get much more than your money, right? We have a philosophy at Kedrus Academy to over deliver, right? To over deliver. So yes, Justina, 75K. Thank you. So someone said, please, what's the social media handle? I am Stella Justin. I am Stella Justin. On Facebook, you can see Stella Justin Tochukwu. I will share the link with you if you don't mind. On LinkedIn, I'll get that link for you. Let me get it for you, right? Um, on LinkedIn, I'm just Stella Justin. Search for me, you'd see me. Okay, someone says, what the vice is doing in the training. Absolutely, you need to have a laptop. Please, you can't join with your phone. Yes, there is no need to deceive you. Yeah, this webinar, you're just joining. A lot of us are joining with phone, is fine. But for class, you must join with your laptop because you want to make sure you're learning, you're practicing as you are learning. In fact, you can't escape it. You will share your screen. We'll ask you to share your screen. Show us what you are doing, what you have done, what you have achieved at the end of each class. Yes, yes. So you can't escape it. You need to have a laptop. I suggest or I advise people to start with a Windows laptop. Mac may give you some issues if you're just starting out in tech. It's going to give you issues with installing softwares and all of those things. So if you've not gotten your laptop and you want to get one, get a Windows laptop. Windows 10, Windows 11 is very okay, right? The latest version of Windows you can lay your hands upon on is very, very okay, right? Aside that, you need your system needs to have up to like 8 gig RAM, minimum of like 8 gig RAM, right? To be able to accommodate the installations you're going to do. You're going to install those softwares, the SQL Server, the Tableau, the Power BI. Yes, you're going to install all the softwares that we are going to use for the class, okay? So you need to prepare yourself and get the right device. Yes, so that is that. Okay. So someone asked, can someone pay in installments? Yes, please, you can pay in installments. We can share our payment committee. So yeah, so this brings me to some kind of question, some kind of aspect I think of payment plans. So we have payment plans at Kedrus Academy. We have 2 installment payment, 3 installment payments, 4 installment payments. We can share that with you. Then we also have a platform that we partnered with called FinQuest Finance. I don't know if you've heard about FinQuest. If you're coming to FinQuest, you're coming for an interest-free loan. So you're not going to interface with us, you interface with FinQuest. They'll give you a form or something to fill. Yes, then you can what happens is that they pay upfront. I think you just pay like initial 15K or something. But then they help you pay some amount, of course, discounted, but then they help you pay to the academy. And then you now pay them up. But then you're not going to pay any extra cost. You pay them up in 3 months. You're not going to pay any extra fee on the 75,000, right? So that is one way. So they help eliminate that, friction of make it easy for you, right? That stress of having to, do the installments yourself. They just help you with that. So that's for FilmQuest. But if you don't want to go the FilmQuest route, it means you have to complete your payment to join the bootcamp. Okay, so you complete your payment and join the bootcamp. All right. So someone said, which software do we need to start up with? We are going to provide you. Oh, someone has shared thank you so much. Thank you for sharing my handle and Kedrus Academy website. Thank you, I appreciate. All right. Okay, so which software do we need to start up with? Yes, you need to have this Excel 2019 or 2021, new version of Excel. If you work with a company that you have Microsoft 365, your Excel is covered, but you need to have that Excel. Then we'll provide you with the remaining softwares. Don't stress yourself about those, but just make sure you have Excel, right? Why your Excel needs to be a new version of Excel is because there are so many data analysis features in the new version of Excel that you don't have in the old ones that you're going to learn how to use in the class. So if you don't have that version of Excel, you'll just be left out in class. I wouldn't want you to experience that. There are so many things we're going to show you, so many new functionalities in Excel that comes for data analyst, right? So you need to have the new version. Thank you. Okay, so I think I've taken all the questions. So someone said, is it possible to balance schoolwork with attending the bootcamp? I don't really know what your schoolwork is like. I don't know, maybe you're an undergraduate, or I don't know what your schoolwork is like, right? But I think it's possible if you're able to plan yourself and manage your time. Like I said, our classes are in the evenings. It's because we factored in, we've been able to factor in students, and we've been able to factor in people that work also. So you can go to work and come back, rest, and before joining the bootcamp by 8 p.m. Nigerian time. And for those of us that are not in Nigeria, maybe you're in the UK, you're in Australia, you're in the USA, and wherever you are, right? We realized that time fits across different time zones, right? A lot of time zones, because yes, for those in the USA, it may be the early hours. I think they're afternoon or so. For those in Australia now, that should be the early morning, like 3 a.m. But those people still join. Can you imagine that? They still join the bootcamp and they still attend the classes. And by the time we are rounding off, someone say, I'm preparing for my children's school runs. It's that early over there, but they still join. So if you're within our time zone, I think you have some advantage, right? you can plan yourself to maximize your time. Thank you. Okay, so that is for Christy. So someone says, Omobo Irene, is the bootcamp going to be virtual or? Yeah, like I said, it's virtual. And that is why you can join from wherever you are. It's virtual, just like this webinar we're having now is virtual. It's going to hold here on Microsoft Teams. Yes, right? And the classes are recorded. So at the end of each class, you're going to get your recording, right? And it's such that you can always go back to it. Imagine someone that joined our boot camp in 2022 still have access to the recordings, right? She mentioned that if she encounters some challenges, she still goes back to the recording and see how we solved it in class. Yes, you have lifetime access to the recording. You can even download it if you want. We are not strict with all that. So because we can always do we always do more boot camps. It doesn't matter. We have all the recordings from the beginning till date. Yes, there. If you need anyone, we'll make it available for you. So it's virtual, okay? You can always go back if you miss a class, take it up. If you miss a step, you can always replay it. Yeah. So okay, so someone says the installment plan again. Like I said, we have payment plans. You can pay twice, you can pay 3 times. But then the rule is that if you're paying on your own, you're not going through FinQuest, you're going to complete your payment before you join the class, right? But if you know or you think you will not be able to meet up, we advise you to go through FinQuest. We can share after this, you can DM me, right? Or DM anybody that you've been in contact with from Kedrus Academy or the platform, right? What happens is that we can share the access link to you, right? You fill a form from FinQuest Finance. With FinQuest, you'll be able to pay in 3 installments over 3 months. 3 installments over 3 months, right? So they'll be able to break down your money into 3. You pay 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, and you won't pay any extra charge for doing that, okay? Yeah, so I think I've exhausted all the questions for now. Once again, I want to thank you all for joining. Thank you all for staying to this end. Some people joined from the very beginning and they are still here. That is like 2 hours. Wow. Wow. Please come, let's celebrate ourselves. Let's celebrate ourselves. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us. Please leave a comment about your experience here today. Just in the next 5 minutes between 2 to 1 p.m. when our meeting will be over, just leave a comment. Leave a comment about your experience. Was it enlightening? Did you learn something? Just leave a comment about your experience here, right? Leave a comment, leave a comment. If there's also something you're still not comfortable about, you can still ask. You can still ask. We promise to be doing this as often as possible. So you can always tell your friends, if you want to learn more, just come to Kedrus Academy. We have free webinars for you, right? Thank you so much. Thank you, Ade. Thank you. Thank you, Adeleye. Thank you for always being here, always supporting us. Thank you, Oluchi Ikeche, right? Oluchi, I can only see your email. Thank you, Oluchi. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We are so happy you found value. Oh, thank you, Justina. Wow, thank you for joining. Thank you. Whoa, thank you, Peter. Thank you, Anna. Yes, thank you so much. And we are here, Anna, to help you start up with that strong foundation. We are here to help you start up with that strong foundation. Thank you. Okay. Wow. I'm glad you had a good time. Wow, that's impressive. Thank you for joining again. Okay. All right. I'm going to take a bow, right? As so many wonderful feedback. Thank you, Adefunke. Thank you to all our speakers. Thank you, Chidima. Even though she's not here, I'm going to extend our love to her. Thank you, Adeboye Saka, for honoring our invitation. Yes, you come again and again. Thank you. All right. So I'm taking a bow, right? Thank you for joining. Yeah, please do have a wonderful weekend. Bye. Bye for now.